what I do, just to give you an idea of sort of where I come from on this, in addition to advising employers on employment issues, that's a small part of what I do. Mainly what I do is litigate disputes in the courtroom. So my focus is really, I see a lot of what happens when employers do things the wrong way. And I see a lot of how contract provisions and the lack of contract provisions play themselves out when the disputes actually arise. So that's kind of my bias. It's more, I see how these things, I see what goes wrong and I see what goes well and what goes badly when you end up in court and arbitration. And that's kind of the take, that's the bias I have when I approach these things. So anyway, what I'm going to do today, fairly quickly I think, is talk about some of the new laws that came into, that took effect January 1 of this year. I'm going to talk about some of the new cases because usually some of these new laws get more publicity. The case law doesn't get as much publicity usually beyond a legal audience, but it has sometimes much more of an impact on employers and the employer-employee relationship than some of these laws do. So I want to touch on some of those. And then the final topic is downsizing, how to avoid self-inflicted injury when you're reducing your workforce. So in terms of the new laws, we heard, I guess, how many new pieces of legislation